Hi everyone, good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to our welcome to our webinar. All right, let's get started. Do you know that today, March 31st, is actually a very special day for the whole industry? Most of us get together to celebrate the World Backup Day. Today, me and Jack are going to get together to celebrate the World Backup Day. We're going to talk about why we bank up and why we bank up with Vinchin. During the webinar, you can have a chance to get our sweet prizes. You can search Vinchin Live to find our group, or just can scan our QR code on the screen. We rely on technology more than ever before, whether it's for work, personal use, or entertainment. Since it's a major part of our daily life, have you imagined what will happen when that technology fails gets hacked? Your data, the medium that extends the value and the meaning of technology itself, may also be gone and lost. Technology breakdown hits more often than you think. That's when backups came in. World Backup Day started with a post on Reddit where a user wrote about losing their hard drive and wishing someone had reminded them about how important it is to backup data. To help people understand the importance of backup, March 31st every year is therefore be settled as the annual World Backup Day, a date chosen to keep people from becoming an April Fool the following day with data nowhere to be found. So let's get to our part two, data, your bread and butter. I'm not talking about your breakfast. In recent years, cyber attacks have become more frequent and sophisticated, costing individuals, businesses, and organizations billions of dollars every year. Ransomware, for example, is a type of malware that can lock you out of your control and your own data unless you agree to pay a high ransom. Therefore, creating a backup can protect you against these attacks and keep your files safe. As a professional backup and the professional backup data surrender, we, Vinchin, understand what you need for data backups and developed our own next generation product to make the process simple, easy, and secure. Our backup solution, Vinchin Backup and Recovery, offers a set of easy to use and effective backup and disaster recovery features so that you can have a peace of mind knowing your data is always safe. Before digging into the product itself, I want to first show you guys some crucial data so you can see how clearly how urgent it is to back up your business data. So we can say 50% of people who will never know that their computer systems have been attacked. And 20% of small businesses, they are likely to be hacked within 1 year. And 20% of medium-sized businesses that lost crucial data once every year. I mean, it's so crucial for us to protect our business data. And here I wanted to ask you a question. How often do you back up your data? You can just leave your answers below the comment section. We will randomly pick a God's favorite to send our Amazon gift card to you. You can write all your ideas in the comment section. Today, as a professional backup solution vendor, I'd like to invite you to start backing up your data today with Vinchin Backup and Recovery. Now, since we already know how important we need to protect our data, I would like you to tell you some considerations and why we choose Vinchin for your enterprise. From the day it was founded, Vinchin has been determined to be a global company, keep up with the fast pace of digital transformation. We continue to make better software that suits the widest range of enterprise-grade user groups. Through almost 8 years of constant growing and innovating, Vinchin has now won trust from customers in over 100 countries with our comprehensive backup solutions deployed in over 100,000 data centers worldwide, stably running for the safety of business data 24/7. For organizations with different data protection needs, Vinchin is capable of being their best assistant to help them solving problem-oriented backup and disaster recovery plan with reassuring results. We have provided our backup and recovery service for the University of Manchester, Unibank SA, Executive Environment Agency, and so on. We can cover almost all fields of industries, financial, government, many other leading organizations also choose Vinchin for data protection. Okay, um, thank you guys for your supporting. I almost forgot the most special part. Here we intend to Here we intend to announce the results of the draw. The lucky guy is Cop Mac. I'm so sorry if I spelling wrong, and I would like to spell it in word by word. His name is Korpmac. Korpmac. Our assistant will contact you later. Please wait patiently. Now let's give time to our senior solution architect, Jack. He will show you how to bank up with Vinchin and introduce Vinchin's product features. Also, we have a Q&A session to wrap up all your questions.
Hello everyone, this is Jack. Nice to meet you guys here. I'm so glad here to talk about Vinci's product highlights and how to back up with our software. You will have a comprehensive understanding about our backup and recovery services. Now let's get started. Uh, Vinchin Backup and Recovery is an innovative data protection solution for both virtual and physical environments. The virtual machine backup is an image-based and agentless solution, supporting more than 10 mainstream virtual platforms like VMware, Hyper-V, Xen, and KVM. For physical backup, it supports agent-based application-consistent database backup, file backup, and server backup. The server backup is a newly added feature in Vinchin version 7. Besides, NAS backup is also included in this version. The backup data can be stored to local storage or sent to a remote storage for disaster recovery. The VM backups can be archived to cloud object storages for long-term retention and cloud disaster recovery. Vinchin backup and recovery is applicable to SMBs and also large enterprises or cloud service providers. For the SMBs, Vinchin Backup and Recovery can be simply deployed as a virtual machine with the existing virtual platform, and the VM data will be backed up and stored outside of the virtual platform in a NAS device. This will be enough for the SMBs to protect the data assets effectively with the least hardware cost. For the large environments, or cloud service providers, Vinchin also provides multi-node deployment solution to support backup PB-level environments. The horizontal expansion nodes require no extra license cost, nor adding complexity of management or maintenance. The backups can be carried out through IP-SAN or FCSAN, which is also called net-free backup. Through SAN, backup and recovery data flow will go directly from production storage to backup storage without passing through the hypervisor layer or production network. This eliminated the impact on business critical operations when running high-speed backup or restore jobs, and also minimizes the possible business downtime. Instant restore is one of the most important features in Vinchin backup and recovery. To ensure business continuity, Vinchin Backup and Recovery will create an instant restore VM with the same configurations of the original VM, then mount the backups to that VM using NFS protocol. The whole process only takes around 15 seconds, and the VM and its services will be resumed within 1 minute. Later on, users could migrate the unmodified backup data along with cache data generated during the instant restore VM runtime to the production data store to continue VM services seamlessly. The next feature I'm going to talk about is Vinchin's agentless V2V migration. The V2V migration feature allows users to migrate VMs across more than 10 different virtualizations, including VMware, Citrix, XenServer, Overt, and so on. This function is embedded in full VM restore when you create a restore job and select a backup point from platform A. You could select a destination as data as platform A, which is a normal full VM restore. And when you select destination as platform B, that is V2V migration. V2V migration is very helpful to hybrid virtual platform users and to those who want to migrate from one virtual platform to another. For the backup data reduction, Vinchin has adopted data deduplication and compression for both virtual machine and physical server. The duplicated and zero data blocks will be excluded from backing up to achieve at least 50% of data reduction. For virtual machine alone, bit detector can further reduce the backup size of NTFS file system by excluding swamped file blocks, deleted file blocks, and partition gaps from backing up. For physical server alone, valid data extraction features can also help to reduce data size. Here are some innovative VM incremental backup features. The changed block tracking as known as the CPT technology designed to accelerate the incremental backup process of the virtual machine. If the virtual platform itself doesn't support CPT, like the server version below 7.3, RHV, Overt, and others, Vinchin provides a self-built speed kit as an alternative for efficient incremental backup. Apart from normal full incremental differential backup method, Vinchin also provides forever incremental backup, which always perform incremental backup except first full backup. It's the most efficient and storage saving backup method. Backup encryption, a feature designed to protect your backup data from unauthorized access. When it's enabled, the backup data will be encrypted and then written into backup storage. All restore job using encrypted backup data requires password verification. The next important security feature is storage protection. It can protect your backup data against ransomware and other malwares. When it's enabled, a daemon process will be applied on the kernel level to monitor the I/O requests from all applications within Vinchin Backup infrastructure, including Vinchin Backup Server and backup nodes. I/O requests from Vinchin applications are allowed to write and modify the backup data inside the Vinchin Backup storage. I/O requests from other applications will be blocked. And to prevent the malwares to disguise as Vinchin applications, the daemon process will also protect service application binaries, including the backup service applications, backup copy, and the backup archive service applications. With the storage protection enabled, even the root user of Vinchin Backup Server cannot delete a single byte of the backup data. So storage protection can also prevent the backup data from accidental and malicious deletion. The requirement of storage protection is a storage device attached to Vinchin server must be exclusive block device. Otherwise, there's possibility the malwares might bypass Vinchin to access your data from the storage device level. The picture shows some system exceptions, file system virus infection, bad application logics, situations that we probably meet in actual situation. The easiest way we can do is to use backup points to recover to an early stage, but the problem is we cannot know how previous the backup point is safe. The effective consideration is to real test these backup points and make sure it is safe. In order to guarantee the backup data availability, we implemented backup verification for VMware vSphere in Vinchin Backup and Recovery version 7. Users could run backup verification on the basis of backup job to make sure every backup point, including full incremental or differential backup point, is recoverable. You can also set a scheduled job to get automatic process. Each of the verification will have a verification report and can be configured to deliver to users by email. Here is the verification report showing the time of when the verification has been carried out, the verified VM list ping and heartbeat test results, and the screenshot captures. The verification of VM backups are performed in an isolated environment without interface with your production services, and it only takes you like 1 minute to build a verification environment on your existing VMware virtual platform without changing any configurations of the infrastructure. Here is a uh, here is a diagram of VM backup verification. Let's talk about unstructured data backup. In today's IT infrastructure, one of the fastest data growing is unstructured data. This data usually sized from several KB to hundreds of KB, and the total size can be up to 10 or even hundreds of TB. File amount is usually million to billion level. To get those unstructured data backed up is critical for some industries, like medical and healthcare, insurance companies, data statistics companies, and so on. But usually, traditional data backup solutions are very inefficient. The backup could take too much storage resources. To resolve the backup efficiency problem, we developed this fast file algorithm for files stored in both wide and deep folder structures. The scan speed could be thousands of files per second. The scanned files will be saved in a file transfer cache for higher efficient transmission. Both the file scan and the data transmission process are multi-threaded and running in a concurrent way. As for the small-sized files, Vinchin Backup and Recovery will merge certain amounts of files to a larger data block before transferred to backup storage. In this diagram, it shows how exactly Vinchin works to back up massive small files. The files will be scanned by a fast scan process and stored in a file transfer cache. Single large files will be transferred directly, while the small site files will be merged, then transferred. For the, for incremental backups of massive unstructured data, Vinchin also implemented some advanced solutions. For incremental detection, Vinchin will extract multidimensional file attributes to the source files to rapidly build the current file fingerprints and compare with the associated fingerprints of the files from last backup stored in the metadata set, and combined with the high-efficient backup technologies like multi-threaded transmission, merge small files for transmissions, catch the transmission, and so on. The incremental backups could be completed rapidly. As for the backup data storage, it is also optimized. Vinchin Backup and Recovery will reconstruct and the unstructured data with the Vinchin self-defined data structure, and the backup data will be merged into certain size of larger data blocks, then compressed with high efficient data compress algorithm. Here is a test case performed in our lab. The file server is a Linux server which is connected to a gigabyte network, same as Vinchin Backup server. The file size of the zip archive is 4.1 GB. After decompressing, the total file size is 4.2 GB. There are more than 12,000 files inside the file storage folder and nearly 2,000 subfolders. When trying to copy those files with NFS and SCP protocols, the average transfer speed is only around 7 megabytes per second, and it will take more than 10 minutes to copy all the 4.2 gigabytes data. Then we performed a file backup with Vinchin Backup and Recovery in the same network. The average backup speed was nearly 100 megabytes per second, and only took 1 minute to complete backing up all the same data. By using Vinchin Backup and Recovery, the unstructured data on physical Windows and Linux server can be backed up by installing physical backup agents on the physical servers. For last device, Vinchin can mount the NFS or CFS shares directly. The backup data for the agent-based file backups and the agentless NAS backups can be all encrypted to prevent the data from unauthorized access. The ransomware protection is also implemented to protect the backup data from cyber attacks and malicious deletion. To prevent data loss from storage failure and natural disasters, users can implement on-site or off-site copy of the massive unstructured data backups for disaster recovery. The next major new feature is physical server backup. On Vinchin version 7, we support backing up the entire operating system or specific disk partitions of the Windows or Linux servers. For the backup of physical servers, users can enable full incremental, differential, or forever incremental backups as per user requirements. By utilizing the VSS snapshots or Windows and the copy on write snapshot technology of Linux, users can perform application consistent backups of their physical Windows and Linux servers. The advanced features like valid data extraction, deduplicated, and compression are also implemented for physical server backup to reduce the backup data size. As for physical server restore, users could choose to restore specific partitions or the entire operating system to the original server or to a new server. The entire operating system restore, which is actually bare metal restore, which will provide the live CD and the WinPE ISO images for users to boot the physical server and then connect to Vinchin Backup and Recovery to restoration. And we also implemented foot fix and rebuild partition to guarantee the restore success and the restore system are operational. Same disaster recovery for server backup. Vinchin Backup and Recovery provides agent-based application consistent database backup for MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, and PostgreSQL databases on previous versions. Now on version 7, we added MariaDB and Postgres Pro database support. With Vinchin Backup and Recovery's database backup module, users can implement flexible backup strategies to their business-critical database servers and perform point-in-time database restore when needed. And also, disaster recovery is applicable for database backup. On previous versions of Vinchin Backup and Recovery, the backup agents for database servers and file servers are separated, and the users need to manually install the agent on each of the physical server to enable backup functions. On Vinchin Backup and Recovery version 7, we had implemented server backup function, and at the same time, we integrated all the backup functions in just one agent. As for the deployment and management of agents, users could choose to manually install auto single restore or using a template to install large amount of agents. For Windows servers, Vinchin will push agents to them by using SMB protocol. For Linux servers, Vinchin will push agents by using SAP protocol. After the agents are installed, users can then manage all agents within a single web page, including batch agents licensed or unlicensed, and the application configurations for database backup can also be managed in this page. As for the connection mode, we had implemented servers to agent and agent to server connection modes to adopt different deployment scenarios. Please. Data visualization is an advanced feature which can display a real-time overview of Vinchin backup and recovery infrastructure in a single graphic screen. With data visualization, administrators can demonstrate the supervisors or decision makers about the real-time status of the virtual infrastructure and the backup infrastructure in a conference room or a command center. On Vinchin version 7, we had rebuilt the data visualization. The screen now looks more intuitive and will display more useful information of more features modules. Customers can also add some more customized information on this screen. Okay, and next part is our live demo, and I will show you about how to operate Vinchin backup and recovery. Okay, this now I'm looking at the Vinchin backup and recovery login page, and after login, you will show the home page. At the home page, you will see the basic information of our system, like the backup and the storage and the other monitor statistics. And firstly, I will show you about the VM backup, physical backup, and the NAS backup. Before to this, I think we need to prepare some. We need to collect the virtual platforms to Vinchin backup and recoveries. Firstly, you go to resources module and click on the virtual infrastructure, and you will see all the infrastructures you can add. I have added about VMware, Red Hat, Oracle, and others. If you have other virtual platforms, you can click on add to add some desired virtual platforms, and you need to input the basic information and click on OK to add this virtual platform. And the second universal preparation is to collect a data store to Vinchin backup and recovery. As you may see, I have added like local disk, NFS, and offsite storages. We support several types like local disk, FC, iSCSI, NFS, and cloud object storages. Okay, as all things done, let's start about VM backup and recovery. You need to pass through 4 simple step wizard to create a new backup job. As you may see here, I will select a backup source. And the second step is to select a data store. And the third step is the most important step is to select all the backup strategies you like. First, you may say the time window show at a specific time range if there is already a job has been scheduled. So you can also select at this time, but we recommend that you select another time range. And for the backup mode, you can use once off backup job, or you can also backup this VM by full backup or incremental backup and separately specify a desired time. As for the speed controller, if you do not want the backup process interfere with your production business, you can optionally set a speed limit. As for the data storage policy, we recommend to enable data deduplication and data compression to reduce the backup data size. As for the retention policy, you can either choose the short-term policy by retain the backup points by death or by restore points as you wish. You can also enable the GFS retention to keep the full backup points by weekly, monthly, or yearly, or you can set it individually or can set as a combination of those three. As for the advanced strategy, normally the backup process is based on the snapshots, so you can use the serial snapshot with pre-create snapshot to accelerate the backup process. You can also use the parallel snapshot, but we do not recommend that because if you're taking too many snapshots at the same time, it may overload the virtual platform. As for the bit detector, we recommend enable this to exclude some swap files and unpartitioned spaces from backing up. As for the transmission strategy, you can either use the VMware built-in hot end or use NAN. If you have configured the NAN-free path, you can use the NAN-free process. And do not forget to enable the CBT function to accelerate the incremental backup. As for the quickest snapshot, if you enable this, we can keep your application in a consistent state, but it requires some functions like VSS in Windows system. Okay, last step is review and confirm. If nothing wrong, and we can submit this job. Now I'm redirected to the job page. As you may see, the job I just created is backup term and the status is pending because I set a scheduled job and the time is not due, but I can manually start this job. By clicking on this job name, you can be redirected to the job details page. You may see the run log, the job flow, and the other information like summary, storage, and strategy time we just selected. As for the VM list, if this job has been created, it will be redirected to here. And history job shows shows the other VMs which will be created, which has be completed. You may see the job progress, and it won't take a lot of time. As when the job completed, we will try to restore to the original platform, and then after that we will try to migrate to another virtual platform. Okay, the job is completed, and remember the job name is backup job term, and we can go to the backup data. Firstly, we will select the virtual platform, and we can click this virtual machine, and at the right side, the backup point will be listed here. The full backup. You can manually take a comment of this job, this backup point as a reminder. You can also delete this backup point or set a retention tag, which includes GFS and the forever retention tag. If you enable forever retention tag, this backup point will never be deleted. Okay, let's go to show how to restore. This is the full VM restore. And firstly, we will select a backup point. We just select a backup point I just selected. Okay, the second step is to select a destination. You may say, apart from the VMware, we can also select other destination, which I will show you later. Now, the Vinchin Backup and Recovery system is requesting basic resources information from VMware, and normally takes about 10 seconds. Let's wait for a while. Okay, things done. And for the name, you can use original name or use a specific name. And if you enable power on this button, and the VM will be powered off, powered on after restoring. And you can also configure the CPU. It can be same as original, or you can increase or decrease. As for the virtual disk and the virtual network, you can leave out as default. Okay, third step is very similar as backup strategy. You can select the restore strategy, like one-stop restore speed controller, and advanced strategy, like transfer threads. Okay, last step is review and confirm. Is if anything right, we can submit this job. And for the once-off restore, and normally it will be started automatically. After this job done, we will go to the VMware platform to check if this VM is running correctly. As for the as for the deduplication and the compression I just mentioned in the PPT, and you may see here, the total size of this VM is 100 gigabytes, but the valid data size is about 3.7 gigabytes, and actually the transfer size is just 1.5 gigabytes. This data has been deduplicated and compressed, so the ratio varies from the data type. Mm, this almost done, and we will go to the VMware and check if this, you may say, this VM will be restored, and after the job completed, this VM will be powered on. Okay, I think the job almost done. Okay, this job is done, and we will launch web console to see if this VM runs without any error. Okay, I think this VM is good, and I just mentioned about let's go back to the VM restore. As you may say, apart from as I just mentioned in the PPT, the V2V migration is embedded with the full VM restore. As you may say, firstly, I will select a target, a source backup point, which I select the a backup point from the stack. And the second step is to select a destination. Here I will select destination as VMware. Okay, now it's requesting resources information. Wait for a moment. Okay, I will change a name maybe and power on the VM after restoring. I will leave out the third restore strategy and just submit this job. You may say the restore point is from this stack and the destination is VMware. Okay, and okay, the job is running and it may take a little while. After this job done, and we will try to reboot this VM and to test if it's running correctly. Um, by, of, by unfolding this button, you can see some more detailed informations like 10 point, like path, like a restore destination. Okay, I think job is done and this VM has been restored and when it's powered on and we will try to log in. Okay, seems that's all things right. It will take some time to reboot and I will not wait this. Okay, you may say that V2A migration is very simple. You just operate as you restore a VM at original platform. Okay, let's talk about our important feature is instant restore. Actually, the instant restore is also can also use the V2A migration. For example, now I will use this stack backup point and I will select destination as VMware 2. And now same, it's requesting the information from VMware. Always request the destination platform for resources information. Okay, as you may say, I will change your name, instant restore. And power on after restoring, and I will leave all the other parameters as default and submit this job. As for the instant restore job, you need to manually start this job. and let's check about how this job processed. Oh, sorry. I think the license has have run out of license. So I will stop this job and try a new. I will start a new instant VM just from the original platform. Okay, I will select the VMware as both the source and target host. Okay, as I manually started this job and it will run very fast. As you may see, we are using the NFS data store to mount the backup data directly to the VM. And no matter how big size of this VM, it can be restored within maybe 20 seconds. Let's check at the VMware platform. As you may see, this VM has been restored, and we can launch Web Console to see if it can be used correctly. This is the previous full VM restore and V2 migration, and it can be used. When we can take a look about this VM and for its data store. As you may see, the storage is NFS. Mm, As you may see, this VM runs without any error. Actually, this situation is the instant restore is very useful for the situation where your critical VMs corrupted, and if you use full VM restore, it may take maybe 10 minutes, and when you use the instant VM restore, it takes only 20 seconds, and all the operations like resume your service will be completed within 1 minute. Okay, and after business hours, maybe at night, you can migrate this VM to a new VM with our built-in migration. And do not concern about the data consistency. Your original backup data will be set mode as read-only, and the the new data generated during this instant VM running time will be written to a cache. And when you start migrating, all data, including original backup data, along with the newly generated data, will be migrated to the new full VM. So the data consistency is guaranteed. Okay, let's talk about the third restore type. We call it the granular restore. You can manually select a backup point and start this job. This is this is this is designed for the situation where you do not want to restore the whole VM, but want to extract some critical files, and you can use this restoration type. And you may say this job has been running, and we can go to the file system to select any desired file or folders to download directly to your desktop. And you may say, by clicking on this icon, and you can download this file or folder. Okay, and I'd like to talk about the the disaster recovery. As you may see, you may encounter the standalone storage device failure or natural disaster. So Vinchin Backup and Recovery can provide the backup copy and the backup archive function to enable your backup data has copies. You can by clicking on the backup copy, you can create a copy job on the basis of backup job or on the basis of restore points. If you select the restore points as a copy source, the job will only be completed at once. And if you select on the basis of backup job, all the backup data, including full backup points, incremental or differential backup points generated by this job, will be copied to another destination. You may see here, you can set a scheduled job, and for most important is for the destination, you can either select a local storage, another secondary local storage. You can also select the destination as offsite storage. Here I will select offsite storage. And for the transmission strategy and retention policy, I will leave out as default. And I will not wait this job. And same as the backup archive, you can archive your backup data to either local secondary storage device or to cloud storage, cloud object storage. Okay, after the VM backup, let's talk about the VM backup verification. As I mentioned in the PPT, you may uh, encounter some situation like virus and errors. To make sure all your backup data is recoverable, it's better that you create a backup a verification job. Okay, firstly, I think is to create a verification job within 1 minute. All you need is to create to fill some basic informations like the storage, like network, like IP, like subnet mask, like gateway, and so on. And all things done, Vinchin Backup and Recovery will automatically create a new lab for you. As you may see here, at this VLab demo folder, it's actually a little VM which occupied very little resources. You may see here, it's the allocated storage is just 3 gigabytes and 1 vCPU and 1 GB RAM. Okay, after the verification lab has been created, we can create a verification job on the basis of the job. Same as the archive job or copy job, if you select just a backup point, the job will only be operated once, and you select on the basis of job, all the backup point will be verified automatically. As for the general options, normally we leave out as default. And for the advanced strategy, like you will see three type of verification method, like ping, heartbeat test, and the screenshot. And for the VM IP, if your VM has not installed the VM tools, you need to input the right IP. And for the verification time, normally we leave out as default. And secondly, select VLAB. The strategy, normally we think we can set it as daily verification since the incremental backup job has been done every day. So every new incremental backup point will be verified. Okay, if nothing wrong, and we can submit this job, and because I said the scheduled job time is not due, so I start this job manually. As you may say, it will take some time, and after things done, and the job will be listed here, and you can select verification report. You can either get the verification port at Vinchin Web Console, or it can be delivered to your email box automatically if you set the right configuration. By using actually the VNAP is using the instant restore function to fast verification. Let's go to the VLAB to check. As you may see, at this folder, and the VLAB has mounted this VM with NFS protocol, NFS storage. You may see here, and after the verification job done, this VM will be deleted automatically. Actually, this is a real verification. We actually mount a new VM and test if this very backup point is recoverable. Actually, you can reduce the verification time, but mm, normally we recommend leave it as default. Okay, to save time, and I will go to the physical backup, and after this job done, we will go back to see the verification report. Okay, for the physical backup, actually we provide the three types. One is a file backup, another is database backup, and third type is server backup, which is also called system backup. As, as for the physical backup, you need to add the agent to this server. As you may see here, I have added lots of server, and you can license it with the purpose of server backup, database backup, and file backup. Okay, I will I will not complete all the operations and just some show you some. For the file backup, and firstly, you will select a target source, and this is the file level. So you don't need to back up all the files but some desired files. Maybe for example, I will back up these three log files, and you can also use the wild filter to exclude or include some files you selected. Okay, and this is almost the same as the VM backup, just some strategies. Okay, I think the verification job is done, and we will check the verification report. As you may see here, we have tested this VM by using ping, heartbeat, and the screenshot. All things right. And it you can manually send it to your email box, or you can configure the automatic support, which I will introduce you later. Okay, you may let's check about this file backup, and I think it's already done. And because I set a scheduled incremental backup. This is file backup one, and we can go to the file backup and the backup data to check this. You may see here, I just created. Okay, for the restore, I will not show you how to restore, but it's very similar to VM restore. The important thing is that you can restore the file to your original server or to another server, and you can also restore to a NAS share. And for the same as the NAS backup, you can restore the NAS files to a NAS device or to a file server. Okay, let's talk about the database backup. And firstly, you need to select a type and select for a moment. I think I've already done this job. I need to create. Since the one instance has been chosen to a scheduled job like incremental backup job every day, it cannot be selected. As for the log backup, if you enable log backup, you can roll back to a specific time point between the first full backup taken and the last log backup taken. Okay, I will directly show you the database restore, as I will choose my circle backup point with a long-term range of log backup. Here, you may see this is a log backup point. And for the destination, you can either restore to your original server. You can also restore to another server. As for the restore method, you can override the original database. It needs that you shut down the MySQL service firstly, and if you choose to restore to a new path, you do not need to close the original MySQL services. Okay, about the rollback time, and you can choose a specific time point to restore. After this job done, we will go to this server to see if the MySQL file has been created. As you may see, I just selected, I just choose the MySQL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a destination directory. And actually, this all the files has been restored here, and you will ask your DBA to upload these files to MySQL management. And okay, let's talk about server restore. To save time, I will directly restore a backup point. I will check about the agent. Actually, you may see this server. This is a new server without any operating system, and I just mounted a live CD, Linux live CD to this server, and after the configurations, I can restore a previous backup point to this server. Okay, let's go to. Firstly, I will select a backup point, and second step is to select a destination, another server. And you need to test the connection. As this is a new server, so you need to rebuild the partition. Although I'm using a virtual machine, but actually it is applicable for physical machine. Only you mount the live CD to this server. Here, the server has been restored to this, and I need to launch a remote console. You may say this server has been rebuilt, has been recovered. Okay, let's go back to the Vinchin backup and recovery. The last part is NAS backup. To to create NAS backup and recovery job, firstly you need to go to resources and NAS shares to input the basic information of NAS share, like the type NFS or CIFS, and you need to input IP address, the share path, and for the permission. If you enable read and write, you can create backup and restore job. But if you just enable read only, you cannot restore, you can only backup. Okay, and the NAS backup and the recovery is the same operation as the file, the physical file backup and recovery, which will not show you. Which I need to point out is that you can also restore the NAS share file to a physical server file system. Okay, let's talk about the system settings. As I mentioned before about the verification report, you can also use the email notification to automatically send the verification report. Here you may say to your email box along with other notice. You can also and your new email recipient to receive the same emails. Okay, let's go back to the configuration backup. Once if the Vinchin backup system is corrupted, you can use the backup point of configuration to restore to a new server installed Vinchin. So you can use the manual backup, which means you can backup all the configurations to a file. You may see here. And the same as the restore. If you select the manual the restore, you need to select a file you just backed up, and you can restore. And you can also select auto backup to backup the Vinchin backup configurations to the local disk. And for the restore, the same. Select a random backup point of the configuration. You can achieve restore of Vinchin backup and restore configurations. Okay, the last part I'd like to talk is about the security settings. As I just mentioned, if your storage device is exclusive block device, all the data can be protected. As you may see here, storage security, and I will log in at the Vinchin Backup backend with built-in SSH tool. As you may see, this file has stored all the backup data, including VM, file OS, and other type of data backup. Let's go to this. As you may see, this is DB directory, FS directory, NAS directory, OS directory. And if I'm now logging on the identity of root, I'm trying to remove one directory. As you may see, all the operation is not permitted. So if you enable this and your device is exclusive block device, and you can protect your data backup data from ransomware or from accidental or malicious deletion. Okay, I think I have demonstrated all things about Vinchin backup and recovery. If you have any question, please feel free to leave your comment in the chatting box. And I will leave time to my colleague Cassie.
Okay, thank you so much for your introduction, Jack. Now here's our Q&A time. We have another technical support nail job to answer all your questions. If we don't respond to your question in time, we will contact you later and please wait patiently. You can scan our QR code to join our LinkedIn group where you can discuss and learn more info about data backup and recovery. So here's our first question from Dam. Thank you for your question. She asked, can I restore MariaDB database backups to MySQL database server?
For now, we do not support the cross database type. You can only backup your MySQL database and restore to your another or original database, MySQL database.
Okay, the second question is from Richard King. Thank you so much for your support. He said, I saw there are two compression options for secure server and Oracle database backup. Should I enable them all for better data reduction?
You mean about the deduplication and data compression? Yeah, normally we recommend you enable both.
Okay, and here is another question, and his name is Predeep Manuel. I'm so sorry if I spell your name wrong. He said, "What in case our Vinchin backups OS got crashed? Can we recover the data from that?"
As I just introduced about the Vinchin backup configuration, the configuration backup and recovery. If the Vinchin system collapses, you can use the configuration restore very quickly to recover a Vinchin with previous states.
Okay, and Pradeep, we will answer your question um, and do a collective on our LinkedIn page. I mean, we will. Uh, we consider your question is very important, so we will give you my answers in detail in our LinkedIn page later. And And the next question is from Buffy Phoebe. Um, she said, "Where can I get more information about NAS?"
The nothing. You can get a user guide at our official website. Every single module will be listed there. You can search the user guide 7.0.
Okay, and the last question is, thank you, Joanna. She asked, can I integrate with Grafana or uh, Zabbix, Zabbix, and for the backup state report?
For now, we do not support Zabbix. You can use our built-in report function.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. And for the question we didn't answer in our Q&A session, we will we will write down all the questions and write a collective in our LinkedIn page. So just follow our LinkedIn page and to get your questions. You can also scan our QR code to join our LinkedIn group where you can discuss and learn more information about data backup and recovery. For guys who didn't follow and join our group, you also have another chance to win our gift card. Okay, now our Q&A session time is over. We will select the most important questions to form a collection and post them on Vinchin's LinkedIn page. Here I would like to announce the lucky one, and his name is um, Pradeep Manager and Arthur Can to winning the e-gift cards. Don't be upset if you didn't get a gift card. We still have the next chance. Welcome the new guys, and I also wanted to thank you for for your support. With World Backup Day approaching, there's no better time to take necessary steps to protect your data. Celebrate this day with Vinchin by making a of your important files and encourage others to do the same. It's better to be safe than sorry. Remember, back up your data and protect your future. Thanks for your nice watching and see you next time. For those who didn't win the prize, you still have the next chance to win our e-gift card. Just join our LinkedIn group and get your card. Also, don't forget to get connected with us. You can find us on LinkedIn and YouTube. Be our fans and back up your data with Vinci. Thank you so much, guys.